Hello, I'm Thomas Gobbo here with head coach of the Runnin Rebels, Josh Pastner. Coach, thanks for taking the time to do this interview. And what was it like during your first year here at UNLV?
Yeah, you know what? It was a exciting, enthusiastic, learning, a roller coaster type of first year. You know, I first of all, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Enjoyed the wins more than the losses, obviously. But you know, a few things that stuck out. Look, early this season, we got hit with massive injuries. Our starting point guard and our starting center who never got a chance to play. That really hurt us. But we were able to kind of manage it. Now, we struggled early in the first month and a half of the season. We were like a wild roller coaster. Some great wins, some not great, you know, some really tough losses, and we were kind of just all over. And but the second half of the season, we were really able to steady the steady the ship and kind of get out of rough waves in a sense. And the roller coaster wasn't so, you know, peaks and valleys. It was a little, you know, it was kind of just on a straight plane. And so I was proud of our team for able to do that. I really felt we established culture in year one. I thought that was really important, that we established culture and who we were and what we want to do and what we want to accomplish. I thought that was important. That all being said, we want to and we need to make a big jump in year two. Now, what does that mean? Obviously, there's the portal. It's retention, it's recruiting. It's different now in this day and age than ever before because of the NIL, and you're basically, you know, we talk about NIL, but it's really paying the players to play. So it's all those things, and you have to make decisions in a quick amount of time. And so we've got to have a great off season, both on who we sign, and then once we get onto the court in the summer and the fall on cleaning some things up that needs to be cleaned up for us to be better from the start of the season and then as we enter into conference.
And then last year, you know, you got the head coaching job a little bit late, so it was a little bit hectic for you just trying to, you know, build a roster together. But now you've been here for about a year, established a little bit of culture and what you might like to do. What are you looking for recruiting wise?
Yeah, you're right. My first year, last year, getting the job, I got it really late, and it was scramble mode. Hectic is really a nice word. It was just, it was beyond hectic, times 50,000, you know. And everybody, when I took over, we had no team here. I mean, everybody was gone. Everyone was in the portal. So you're starting over, and but you're starting over, and the portal was already open when I got the job. Plus I had to hire staff, plus I had a fundraise. So it was just pandemonium, literally, for a while. And so it took us a long time to finish out our roster, which we didn't really complete our roster until sometime in July. That all being said, we, this year we're more established. We're here. We can be prepared. We know what we're doing. We know what the league looks like. We know what we need to do and what type of player we want to get. We're kind of establishing our identity, and I think we'll do a great job on it this off season, this spring, and getting ready for the summer as well too.
And you got a couple of freshmen, Tyron Jones, Isaac Williamson, that played in key games and had some key minutes. Was that kind of a plan, like going into the transfer portal or in the recruiting process to recruit freshmen that might have a chance to play and build a culture here?
Yeah, well, look, I'm not anti-recruiting freshmen, having freshmen, and those two freshmen, as you mentioned, Tyron Jones and Isaac Williamson, had really good freshman years for freshmen. I mean, usually back in the day, in a sense that the freshmen wouldn't play as much, and it would take a little time, and now more than ever, people are looking for older guys within the portal. So I still think there's a place for freshmen to come in and play. Now they got to be good enough to do that and produce, which Tyron Jones and Isaac Williamson were both good enough, and like I said, had good freshman campaigns. But just in my general overall thinking on recruiting, we want to be able to recruit high school guys. We want to mix that with portal guys, but it's got to depend, because some of the high school guys have to be, one, good enough, but two, they've got to fit in with what we think in the budget. Because some high school guys that we could recruit, which this has happened to us, and they're asking for an amount of money that we're just not willing to pay. You know what I mean? And so there's also some of those negotiations. It's not just seeing the talent, it's also then it becomes also negotiations at the same time.
And then how was it, you took a couple years off, but how was it getting back into the, I guess, crazy routine as a basketball head coach?
Well, you know what, I love being busy. I feel, I love doing television. But being able to be coaching again, I love it so much because you feel like you have just an incredible purpose because you're making such an impact on young people's lives. Yes, we want to win every game and we're going to be judged on winning. But you really have an impact to make your coaching and even like this portal season and the portal time and the amount you're on the phone and watching film. I mean, I love being busy. I love working, you know what I mean? And so I love being back, and probably was a little rust on me when I first got back into it. It took me a little bit, but once we got the rust off, everything was great.
And then how was it, playing in a couple tournaments this year, the Mountain West tournament, the Players Era tournament, and how was that experience for you?
No, the Players Era tournament is here in Las Vegas, and with tremendous teams. Next year is actually expanding to 32 teams, so we're very fortunate to be part of it because it's kind of the main event right now in the college basketball world of the preseason tournaments. And then obviously, the Mountain West tournament, we beat Wyoming, which is the first time in 10 years and over a decade that we beat somebody other than the named Air Force, and so we did much, that was good. But now our next step is we got to get to the semis, finals, and win it to get beyond that. UNLV hasn't been in these semis here in about 14, 15 years, and they haven't won it even past that. So we've got to keep getting towards that so we can keep accomplishing what needs to be accomplished.
And then talking about, newcomer of the year, Dre Gibbs-Lawhorn, he started the season as the number 2, the shooting guard. But,
then we lost Miles Shea as a starting point guard injury.
Right, exactly. And then
so we had to move him over to the point guard, which wasn't his natural position.
Right.
And so it took him a while, I don't mean to cut you off, but it took him a while to figure it out. It just took him time to move to the 2 guard to the point guard. That's where also was part of our struggles early season because of the injuries. You're now moving people in different positions. It would have been like the football team taking the tight end and saying, you're the quarterback now. You know what I mean? It takes time to adjust on how you're going to have to learn that position because Dravian Gibbs-Lawhorn is wired to score.
Right.
And at that point guard spot, you've got to be able to get others involved. So we needed him to score, but also still run the team and get others involved.
Right, yeah. So, what might have worked in practice that you guys worked on to just keep giving him the confidence to?
Well, I think, we've spent a lot of time on with our player development. That's been very important to us. The survivability of my career, of our programs I've been at, has been all about player development. Our system and how we play, all those type of things just go, hand in hand in that. And, those type of things are critical in order for not only for Dravian Gibbs-Lawhorn, but for our entire team to get better, which we did a nice job as we increased guys' values. Guys came in and we signed guys who were kind of undervalued, under market, and they were better than what the value was. And now they got a chance to triple, times 10, whatever their value and what they have an opportunity to make. That's a great selling point for us around the country in the portal, is we can, for some guys who maybe needs to revitalize their career and increase their value, we're a good spot for that.
Then you talked about the second half of the season where you guys really gelled together and went on a couple 3-game win streaks throughout the season. What really went well, especially traveling up to Boise, and then to sweep Utah State for the first time since 2019, and then win in Stanford. I know that was earlier on, but what kind of works? Like, it seems that you guys are better playing on the road than at home.
Well, we had some great road wins, as you mentioned, at Boise State.
Right.
We swept Boise State, first time in UNLV since 18-19. We swept Utah State, won at Utah State, first time since UNLV did that since 13-14. Winning at Utah State's like winning. Would be like beating the New York Knicks in Madison Square Garden. It's easier to go beat the Knicks right now at Madison Square Garden than it is to be at Utah State. That's how hard it is at their spot. You mentioned it. We won at Stanford. We won at Memphis. We won at UC Irvine in the NIT. So we've had some great road wins. And you're right, we've been a little better on the road at times. We've got to be better at home. Now, 2 things. In this conference, there's incredible home court advantages. And we don't have that home court advantage here. Now, we've got to do our job. We got to win. We got to win big. We got to play meaningful games later in the season. But we also have a great product as in terms we play fast, we play exciting, we have good players. We're going to continue to get good players. Even though guys go in the portal, we're going to get good players and play in a good, exciting style of play. We dive on the floor for loose balls. But we need Thomas and Mac to have energy. And I've told even our marketing department, this is important, that everything in that arena has got to mirror my energy and enthusiasm.
Right.
And that includes we need the fans in there. And again, but I also say this, for us to get the fans back, we've got to win. Mm-hmm. But I've also said this many times, what comes first, the chicken or the egg? What came first? We also need fans in there to create that home court advantage, because some of those programs in the Mountain West, they have had, they're locked in with 15, 16, 17 wins no matter what, just start off the season because of their home court advantage. Mm-hmm. So we need to make sure we got to do our job. We got to do our part. We got to win. Marketing, we got to do our part there and make it an incredible in-game environment, entertainment. And then we need people to show up, and especially the students. It's really, really important. And it's a critical aspect of us, turning this program around and getting it back to the NCAA tournament.
Mm-hmm. And then the last time I talked to you, you said, you can't be a John Calipari, you can't be a Lute Olson, you can only be yourself, Josh Pastner. And for the people that are somewhat unfamiliar with that, who are you?
Well, look, I wear my emotions on my sleeve. What you see is what you get. I'm the same way 24/7, 365. You watch my interviews. You saw my interview after the game versus we beat Wyoming. That's who I am. Like, I wear my emotions on my sleeve. I coach with my emotions on my sleeve. I believe in energy. I believe in enthusiasm. I believe that winning has got to be more important than breathing. Mm-hmm. And finding guys that have that right mindset. And so that's who I am. I mean, like, what you see with me on these cameras is what I am off the camera, and it's who I am every day of my life, whether there's cameras there or not, whether we're running practice or not, how I deal with people. Just that's what I'm about.
Mm-hmm. And then I guess our last question, although the season, somewhat didn't end the way that you wanted, what do you have to say to the UNLV faithful that are looking to get this program back and up running?
Yeah, I mean, look, this when I took over, because I got the job late, this is a bigger rebuild than I initially thought. So it is going to take a little time, but we made a lot of good progress in year one. Mm-hmm. I thought we'd establish our culture in a way that needs to be established. Some of the things at times people just want to get to the third floor rooftop deck pool and hang out without having the first floor built, the second floor built. There's got to be a foundation thing, and it's been down for a long time, this program. Part of it's because we got to start with the foundation, mm-hmm. and that's what we can't have any quick fixes. We can't do a magic show and think snap the fingers and it's going to take hard work. It's going to take a complete village and everybody involved, the entire community, to help push this forward. But I'm excited about where we're going. We're going to take the right steps forward to get this back so it's sustainable, and it's not just one good year. It's every year we're competing at the level that everybody in this city, and that's a Runnin Rebel diehard, wants us to compete at. And so 24/7, 365, I'm obsessed of every waking second of how do we get this program back to the NCAA tournament.
Awesome. And I think that's going to do it for us. Once again, I'm Thomas Gobbo here with head coach Josh Pastner. Coach, thank you so much for taking the time to do this.
Yep, thanks for having me, Thomas.